Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of Watch Me Do Family History. My name is Chris Knudsen, and I love doing family history, and I think family history is fun. And I hope you enjoy watching me do my family history. As always, I focus on doing descendancy work, where I take one of my great-grandparents, go to one of their ancestors, and then I come back down looking for new people to add to the family tree. So today we're going to continue with what we were working on last episode. I'm working on my ancestor Daniel Beebe, and last time we ended with one of his descendants, Elmira H. Beebe, who married a Charles Kendall Davis. So we're going to continue working on that line today and see what we can get done in a half an hour. So let's go ahead and make this screen bigger. So last time we found out that Elmira married Charles and they had a daughter named Muriel, but Charles also had a previous wife. Let's go ahead and click on him. And we're going to go to that new tab. Charles's first wife was Anne Mahaffey, and they had these children here, and you have Kendall and Claire and Mary. So Mary is still listed as not having a spouse. So let's see if we can find Mary's husband. So let's go ahead and right click on person and open the link in a new tab. So we have Mary M. Davis. She has one source. We have her being born in Colorado in February 1889, and no death date. The source that was attached was a 1900 census with her living in Colorado with her parents when she was 11 years old, and she does not have a spouse. So there is no family search record hint. So we're going to go ahead and click on Ancestry and see what we can find. So this is the 1900 census with Mary M. Davis living with Elmira Davis and Charles Davis. And we know that this is the correct census. This is the one that we were already attached to. So I always like to click on a known census and then look at the suggested records. Okay, so we have down here, okay, 1910, Mary M. Earl, 1910. Let's see what that says. Living in Colorado, in Bent, Colorado, which is the county that they were living in at one point. Spouse's name, Morel L. Earl. So Ancestry thinks that there was a Mary M. Earl. That's possible. Were her parents born in Iowa? Father, Iowa. Mother, Ohio. Let's go back to the Mary M. Davis tab. Her father, Charles, born in Iowa. Mother married in Ohio. Iowa, Ohio. Iowa, Ohio. Has her birth year correct, 1889. And they're living in Bent, Colorado, which is the same county that she was living in 1900. I think that's a pretty good possibility. Let's see if we can find something else that might list that. U.S. Find a Grave, Mary M. Earl. '15th of February, 1889. Death date, May 1st, 1976. Hasty, Bent, Colorado, with spouse Morel L. Earl. So if this is her, that's who she married and where she died. And it has a birth date of 15th of February 1889. And we have her birth as February 1889. So that's possible. We also have a marriage record here, Colorado County Marriages. Let's see what that says. Morrell L. Earl. Doesn't list parents though. Mary Davis marrying Morrell L. Earl. If this is her, then that makes sense. That Find a Grave record makes me think that this might be her because it's the right month. We have the right month from the 1900 census. Let's look at another one. Here's a Social Security death index of Mary Earl. So that's the same information. (1920) Mary Earl. 1930 Mary Earl. (1940) Mary M. Earl. So a lot of records that point to this being her. Let's see if there's any connections here on the Find a Grave record. So this has her being buried in the Union Valley Cemetery in Hasty Bend, Colorado. Where were her parents buried? Charles, we don't have a death place yet. I think that makes sense, though. Let's go ahead and I think it makes sense. I mean, how many Mary M. Davises are there going to be in Bent, Colorado, at with the exact same birth month and year? So I think that's a good enough explanation for me. So we have this marriage record that is in Family Search, having them be married in May of 1907. So in Bent, Colorado. So let's see if we can find that on Family Search, so that we don't have to add any new, we don't have to type in that information. So we're going to change this to, we're going to add a marriage place of Colorado, and the year is 1907. And we're going to add that. Mary M. Davis, statewide marriage records. Frank Ferris, not her. Mary M. Davis. Let's see, she's marrying, let's see if we add Earl. Spouse as Earl. Why is it not finding it? Mary Davis, 1889, Bent, Colorado. Oh wait, Morrell Earl is her spouse's name. Morrell. What did I put? Earl. Morel. Okay. There we go. 12th of May, 1907. Mary Davis. Morel L. Earl. Let's attach that to the family tree. And I wonder if Morel Earl already exists. Morel L. Earl, 1888, from Iowa. Death, Colorado, 1954. Mary Margaret Davis. Oh, so there's a duplicate. So this is obviously Mary M. Davis. So there's a duplicate of Mary M. Davis in the family search already. So we're going to add, we know this is the right couple. So we're going to attach them, which means Morel is going to have two wives named Mary. And we are going to merge those. So let's go to Morel's details page. And Mary Margaret Davis. So let's click on Mary's ID. We're going to copy Mary's ID. You go to Mary Margaret. So Mary Margaret Davis did not have her parents listed. So this is going to clean up the tree and make it more whole. Let's go to her person page. Possible duplicate. Of course there is. Because her husband has another spouse with the same name. 15th of February, 1889. Looks good. We have a residence in Bent, Colorado. Those other censuses are added to already. Morel is the right person, but we have the marriage place. So I'm gonna move that over. And we have her parents, which were not listed in that other duplicate. And we're going to continue the merge. Same husband. That's why we're merging these two Marys together. Great. So now we just increased the size of the tree. And we didn't have to... Morel Earl already has parents. Let me just see if there's a 1940 census. Let's go ahead and attach that. Interesting. They had already attached it to the husband, but not to the wife. And there's two more kids. But those two might be alive still. So we're not going to attach those quite yet. And a daughter named Nola. Okay, so let's go ahead and close that. And refresh. So we have Mary Margaret Davis, who's the daughter of Charles Kendall Davis and Anne M. Mahaffey. And she has a daughter named Nola M. Earl, who died in 1910. Oh, that's sad. Let's see if we find anything else. Amazing how many Mary Margaret Davises there were. Let's just pull this one up again. Did we already attach the Find a Grave? Looks like they've got death records. 6 sources there. I think we're good. Okay. So we have Mary M. Davis. Let's go ahead and close the rest of these tabs. And we have her husband attached now. Oops. Let's go. And they're 3 kids, but we know they have 2 more, but they might be still alive, so we're not going to add those ones yet. Okay, so now let's go back up the tree. Her father was Charles Kendall Davis, who had these 3 kids. And then Charles also married Almira H. Beebe, who we started with previously, who had a child named Muriel. Let's go ahead and look at Muriel now. And she does not have a spouse listed. So let's see what we can find on her. Right click, open link a new tab. So here we have Muriel A. Davis. Birth date December 1897, Colorado. No death listed yet. We have the 1900 census and no spouse listed. And Family Search doesn't have any searching hints, so we're going to go to Ancestry. And here we have that 1900 census. So let's see here. Okay, so 1920 census, possibly Myra and Charles. Yeah, that's Almira. That's her parents. So we have the 1920 census, 1900 census, and then here's a death record with a Muriel Augusta. That's what the A stands for. McClin. So that might be her married name. If this is her, with a birth date of 13 December 1897, and the December 1897 is what it was listed in the 1900 census, so that's what we have. And death place is Napa, and death date 1984. Mother's maiden name Beebe, father's name Davis. Okay, so this must be her because her mom was Almira Beebe. So this is her. So she must have married a McClin. Okay. So who's this McClin guy? Let's click on this one. Muriel Augusta Davis McClin. California marriages. Fred S. McClin. They were married in 1954. Okay. So let's go ahead and see if we can find more on this Muriel A. Davis. We can change it to Augusta. So let's edit that. And we're gonna we're not gonna say give a reason because there's so many records that are gonna say that. Let's go ahead and do a family search and see if we can find the 1954 marriage record. (1954) Let's change her last name to, what is it? McLynn. Muriel Augusta McLynn, father Davis, mother Beebe. Okay, so this will give us her birth date and death date. So let's attach that. Her death was 5th of May, 1984 in Napa, California. Birth date, we're going to add 13th of December. Okay. Oh, sorry. 13th of December. So let's go back and add that. And let's standardize this. Okay. And we have this marriage record. I'm going to show you guys now how to attach records using one of my favorite extensions from Google Chrome browser. It's called RecordSeek. If you go to any page on the internet, you can turn it into a source very quickly just by highlighting what you want to be in the notes section. You click on RecordSeek, and we're going to family search, and we are going to, oh, I forgot to attach the name. Her number, I mean. Okay, how do I get out of this? Let's shrink that down. And go back to Chrome. So I need Muriel's ID number, copy ID. Here we are. So we're going to paste that ID number, and we're going to click Next. And this is attaching that web page to Muriel Augusta Davis. Reason we're attaching this is because it's the correct parents' names and birth. And we're going to click Create Attached, and congratulations, a new source has been created and added to Muriel Augusta Davis. So we're going to close that and blow this up big again. So her spouse's name was Fred S. McLynn, and because they got married after 1954, there is not a U.S. Census that we can attach his name from. So we're just going to add Fred S. McLynn. He is 68 years old in 1954. So let's go ahead. Fred S. McLynn. So we're going to add that as her spouse. Fred S. McLynn. Fred S. McLynn. And he is deceased. Next. Great person. And his birth year. So we have 1954, and if you subtract 68 years, he was born in 1886. Now, does he have a birthplace? 1886. Fred S. McLynn. No, he doesn't. Let's see if he's buried next to her. Yeah, okay, so he must be buried next to her. So we're going to click on Fred S. McLynn. Here we go. Fred S. McLynn, we've got all of his parents. So he was born 11th September 1886. In Kansas. And we're going to hit save. And he died September 1974. Well, let me refresh this and see if... This looks like they have the death date here. 11 September 1880. Yep. Okay, so we're going to attach this. That way we don't have to type in the death date. There we go. His parents are John Hamilton and Martha. So if we find him in the 1900 census, it'll add his parents, John and Martha. John and Martha. Okay. So this is them living in Kansas. And we're going to attach this record here. So we have Fred, living in Kansas when he was younger with his parents. How is this attached already? Okay, John. It's possible that these people already exist in the family tree, but we have to attach them just to get started. Martha Ann Godwin, married to John Hamilton McLean. That looks like it already exists, but they don't really have any details, but we're going to select that anyway. May. They didn't even have a birth date, which means we're going to have to go in and merge the two John McLeans, who are the husbands of Martha. And let's go ahead and go back to John here. Oh. Okay, our 30 minutes are up. We've got, what we did was we started with Charles Kendall. We added a husband to Mary M. Davis, and we added a husband to Muriel A. Davis, who was Fred S. McLean. So we've been able to get a lot done in just a half an hour, and we've added new people to the tree. We'll continue to work on this a little bit during the week, and hopefully we'll have another good episode of Watch Me Do Family History next week. Keep doing family history. It's a lot of fun. Thanks, and have a good day.